And that's, when you see that tone and the sense of humor, that's all stuff that wouldn't work for anyone other than Julian. So you could do a cookie cutter documentary about a comeback, and there's been plenty of them, and we wouldn't have been interested at all. But this is someone, when, as Assaf said, you get Julian willing to be in uncomfortable situations and talking about uncomfortable things and deal with authenticity and honesty, and to let us into a world that none of us ever get to see. That's something rare.
The moment, Julian, where you pull up in the parking lot outside Gillette and you're getting ready to walk in and you say, maybe we shouldn't have done this. What was going through your mind at that moment?
I was just like, might have to pull the plug on this one, boys.
Why? What were you
I don't
feeling?
know. I just didn't know if I wanted all my stuff out there, and it just, Assaf's a charmer, and it just was. I was a little nervous. I was nervous about the start of the season. I was nervous that I even had a camera on me, and I had a lot of emotions going that day. That was a crazy day. I was away from the team for 4 weeks. I was away from the game for a year and change. Of course, mentally, you got a little butterfly action going. So usually when I'm getting ready to do something like that, I don't like any kind of interference. And, we decided to do something different.
What didn't we see? What happened after you left that car?
I went in and just said hi to my teammates.
Just like that?
Yeah, I haven't talked to them in a month.
What was that like?
It was tough. That was like,
Really?
Yeah, all my friends in Boston are usually, teammates, and you have some other guys, but during this time of the year, your brain is like cycled to like, all right, it's football season, here with the football guys, and that was like that was gone, and that was already gone for a whole year, so it was just good to go see the fellas.
Kyler, how did you get the most out of the guy sitting to your left?
We've been working together for like 6 years, so just kind of doing the work, putting the work in, He puts the work in on the practice field, we put the work in the editing room, on the computers, writing scripts, in front of the camera. Jules does work all over the place, so just putting the work in. That's it.
Yeah, I'll just add to that. Kyler and I get the credit because we're, so good looking and charming. But the truth is, you've got the Nash brothers right there. You've got Maggie and Liz over here. Trevor's around here somewhere. Freaky. How about that soundtrack? You kidding me? Let's go.
Yeah, I want to know about that. You guys had Johnny Cash. You had such a variety.
We're deeply in debt.
Thank God we gotta get this guy here, though.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think I've signed the final check yet. So what's interesting, we've done several of these. We did one with Lawrence Taylor. That was very different. We did Kobe Bryant documentary. And what you find out is that most of these really accomplished elite athletes tend to approach these things the same way they approach sports. And in Julian's case, the one thing that I observed immediately, he's famed for his work ethic, and that's something we see in the film. And that extends the way he's attacked PR just these last 72 hours. Anybody who's been on social media or has consumed any kind of media has seen him. And it just shows you don't get to this level of accomplishment, by luck. It's something, these attributes he applies throughout, everything that I've seen, certainly through all facets of the film from the start all the way till, the last 24 hours.
We're not done with the PR yet.
Oh, okay. They didn't tell you tonight yet. Your dad and the piano. At what point?
Great scene,
Yeah,
incredible.
that was my
It gives me
favorite.
chills,
Me too.
every time I see it.
Well, because it's like we see Frank, we see all these different versions of Frank, and then that version is so unexpected at that moment. When did that come to be a part of this film? Did you guys know that from the start?
That's all Assaf and Kyler. They told Frank, hey, we need to do this song, and can you play this song? And they were on it. So a soft one. Let's hear you on this one, bro.
You don't tell Frank anything. Gently ask, and then you do it anyways when he's not looking.
Really?
Yeah, and on that, Julian, I wanted to wish your dad the best. I know he couldn't be here, and I hope everything works out. And he was really secretly the star of the film in some sense, and we're actually worked on a second picture with him alone. I don't know if he's told you yet, but we just want to wish him the best for a quick recovery.
No, so it's not a big deal. Frank had hip surgery, and he's not only is he fine, the day after he's like running around lifting weights, like he's not supposed to do any of that. But we stopped him from flying.
Oh. Was that the same fanny pack at the end that he has had growing up?
I don't know. There's been a few, but I mean, this one's holding on by its last couple strings. Let's just say that. But he keeps them. He loves that bad boy. You keep so many things in there. You need one. You keep your keys. You keep your credit card. You keep gum, change.
It's its own segment. What's in your fanny pack, right?
Without a doubt.
Kyler, what is the part of this film, and I was asking them before, between you and Assaf, the differences in what you both do. Obviously, directing is very different, but you all also collaborate so much. But what for you made you the proudest about what you were able to show tonight?
I'll say the scene that I'm most proud of is definitely the Frank and playing the piano scene. Just like, I know we talked about before, but there's just something about that it's showing, not telling, right? We're trying to get these two characters back, these two real people back together, and what better way to show it than just visually and having Frank play the piano and Griff shot it absolutely beautifully, and that's my favorite scene in this whole thing. And there's a reason why we did House of the Rising Sun too. It's because it's a public domain song.
There's also another really powerful scene, and anyone who's sort of, a film nerd really appreciates it, and that's the editing during the Super Bowl piece. And how,
Stand up, Cliff.
Yeah, whoever edited that.
Where's the editor?
And Trevor.
And I'm talking about the parts where you're sort of mixing footage of Julian either training or as a kid in with the Super Bowl footage, and it's seamless, and that's really, really difficult to do, and you rarely see it done as well. So that was quite accomplishing. It's a really powerful part of the film too.
I also thought it was really cool to see the animation.
Fraser, Catherine are here. Catherine, take a bow. There they are.
Where did that idea come from?
We wanted to do like stick figures, and because that's probably what the budget would afford for. And then I saw Fraser online just doing this crazy stuff with this Josh Gordon piece that he was just passionate about, and we reached out to him and just made it work, and they just completely knocked it out of the park. It was unbelievable what they were able to do.
Did you have to ask for specific ideas, or is that something that they just presented to you? I mean, the one that sticks out to me most is the I don't know, I'm not even articulating at this point, but the heroes, not heroes, the guys that turned, why am I not? Yes, thank you, in the clouds. Sounds like.
Like me and Fraser and Assaf, we'd have these conversations about like what we're looking for, and the reason why we did animation was because, there's certain things that we weren't able to have footage of. So like how do we get these moments that we need, but we don't have? So animation was, a goal to do that. And so me and Fraser and Assaf would have these conversations, and Fraser and Catherine just unbelievable. And Fraser is kind of a nut, and he's got all these like surreal visions, and I think they're all like fever dreams that he comes back with. So he's like, hey, I need Jules to be kind of bummed out because he's small. And he comes back with this crazy stuff. He's like, oh, let's pause it and then we'll do this. I'm like, Fraser, just do your thing. Like, let's see it. It's gonna be unbelievable. And they always came back with
Yeah, the
amazing
pause
stuff.
was incredible. Julian, what is it like for you to have this out there and to have this be shared?
I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for these two because this is like a big thing. This is a big thing for all of us. But I'm excited for it because, it tells a story. Don't dream. No dream is too big, and tough times don't last. Tough people do, and when you go through something, whether it's an injury, suspension, this, that, and the other, and you get to see it, maybe it'll help someone else who's going through something, in their life, because, I mean, we're all going, everyone, life is, my dad always told me life is hard, but it's simple, so it's one of those things where, wanted to kind of share it on, I guess.
When you watched it,
Yeah.
the story played out, what was your reaction to your unbelievable story, really?
It was actually pretty cool to see, for the sheer fact is, as an athlete, we're so year to year, and we're taught to turn the page and go to the next year, and off season you're already thinking about this, that, and the other. Sometimes you forget, the kind of year, you don't forget, but you don't get to see it, or you don't think about it as much. I mean, after seeing this, it's pretty cool to see that.
I had no idea you had such a great Belichick impersonation. I mean, pretty incredible. Oh, lastly, we're gonna wrap it up, but I just one more question. When you guys left that dinner at the Super Bowl, Assaf, what was your reaction when you walked out of that dinner?
Well, first of all, you didn't get the whole story. So is Dola's here, right? So I told Dola, yo, we're meeting with Showtime. Get dressed up, bring your girl, let's go. You gotta charm this motherfucker. Let's go. And then, oh, I can't swear. Oh, we swore the whole movie. So brought Dola, we started being charming and everything. But then we actually got to connect, and I had no idea because I had never done anything like that. And it was very clear that I didn't have to, be charming like I am with him. It was very clear I could just be honest and candid because these guys share a vision. And as a creative, nothing is a better feeling than when someone shares a creative vision with you. Sometimes, the best way I can describe it is it's like seeing like a half a circle. I'm gonna hold this. You're gonna hold that. And then when someone sees the other half, it comes like that, and it makes you see like a greater thing that didn't exist. And so when these guys saw it, that was super cool.
Yeah, Assaf and I got matching tattoos. No, the reality.
The yin yang, right?
Yeah, exactly. The broken heart. Yeah. When the worst thing that we could have done is to come in and impose our vision on something that already had a strong vision, and so they had captured Julian, and we just wanted to stay out of the way. Tried to improve it a little bit, but stay out of the way because what they had was so strong.
Awesome. Okay, so just to reiterate, 100% Julian Edelman tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, Showtime.